Lay it on me, I'm listening. I got a good ear, come give it a bend. I could listen all day till you tell it to me. If I heard it before, then let me hear it again. While you let it out, I can take it in. When you got something to say, you can tell it to me.
Lifting from Bird en route to Hobby, going to be a 229 for about an hour and 5 minutes, got 2 hours of fuel and 3 on board.
I'll show up about 15 to 20 minutes early before the start of my shift. At that time, I will meet with the off-going pilot, and he will brief me as to what's occurred, tell me anything that may be pertinent that I'll need for the day. I'll check various sources of weather, NOTAMs, TFRs, things like that that pilots always look at. After the pre-flight, I'll come back inside and I will brief with the crew.
Call into our medcom and brief with them and give the crew change and who's on that day. Then, kind of have a little safety topic of the day. We always do.
And I was a brand new nurse in the PICU. One night I was working and the flight team brought a patient in to a room next door to the patient that I was taking care of. It was obvious that they worked on a helicopter. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And the staff, they asked me, they said, do you want to go on a fuel ride with the pilot? I was like, I could do that. And so they were like, yeah. So I was making sure my patient was fine, and the charge nurse said, yeah, you can go with him. So the pilot that night took me on a fuel ride with him to PDK, and I fell in love. And I was like, I am going to be a flight nurse one day.
We work a 24-hour shift. When we come in the morning about 6:15, we do a crew exchange brief with the off-going crew. We talk about what their shift was like, what type of transports they did, if there was any type of medication issues or equipment issues that need to be dealt with during the daytime. When we came in, we take a look at that stuff.
My name's Dwayne. I'm just checking the company issued vest here. They gave it to us just primarily to make us more visible at accident scenes. And we also carry equipment in it to make us a little more efficient so we don't have to go digging back and forth in our packs for every little thing. I've been a flight nurse with West Michigan Air Care for 22 years now. Wow, that kind of makes me an old guy, doesn't it? Well, I knew that. Anyways, it's a great company to work for. It's very well managed. They give us all the tools we need to do a good job. I really enjoy that. The shift work that we do gives me plenty of time off too, so my home life is balanced, sort of, kind of. But really, I enjoy that. And while I'm at work, I really love the transport environment. I love the variety of situations that we get called to and working those situations out for the best of the patients. And I love being outside, and who doesn't love flying around in a freaking helicopter?
Delta Uniform, just wanted to advise that Maxon Airport next to your pickup location has dropped to a few at 500 and overcast at 1100.
Josh, intercept all incoming flight requests from your phone calls.
Always ready, 24/7, 365 is maintenance. We are the first one there, the last one to leave usually. And where we can respond anywhere. We will respond anywhere, whether it may be on a hospital pad up in Minneapolis or a field outside some farmer's house. I've been there, I've done that. And it's not always enjoyable, but it's part of the job that I love. I love to have that challenge of, we can do this in the hangar, but now we have that challenge of doing it out in the field in a different area of the state or at a different hospital.
It's been a fair trade-off over the years, and I've enjoyed it. There's some routine to the day, but it can go completely sideways, and you just got to hang in there and keep it going and get it back on track.
I pushed myself to get into the 145 program, the Lakota program for the Army, to get my A&P, to make myself more marketable, whether I stayed in the military or decided to get out. One thing with the 145 that I thought was really neat was being able to go up on the test flights after. Not only just making sure the aircraft comes back safe, but knowing that you're up with the aircraft. making sure it is safe.
And it's topping up the battery. It's the little things. Keep it flying every day. Some things are big, some things are little. It all matters. All adds up.
We have transported 35,000 patients to destinations where they could receive the care that was warranted in their particular situation. While the majority of those patients do come back to Dartmouth-Hitchcock, DART will transport patients to any location that they are in need of, such as Maine, Massachusetts, New York State, and beyond.
I really enjoy flying up here in the Northeast. For one, the weather can be a challenge, but that is also a challenge as a pilot. It makes it interesting and it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you from complacency. I also just like the terrain we fly in. We have one of the best seats in the house in the fall for the foliage.
We're the 911 for 911. We're looked at as the heroes, and we're not. We're just doing our jobs, but we love it, and the sense of pride associated with my role with Gunderson Air is what drives me.
We got called to a scene flight, and we were flying in, and we got kind of diverted to the hospital. And as we were flying to the hospital, we were flying right over alongside the ambulance that was coming in at the same time. So they pulled in the garage right as we were landing, and you couldn't have set it up any smoother. We were able to transition straight over into the helicopter and get them where they needed to go. It was a really long flight, really difficult flight, and then on the way back, it was the most beautiful sunrise, and we were flying over the river, and I was in the back, and I just heard my partner say, "Can you believe we get paid to do this?" And it was just incredible, because it's like, wow, this is my job.
Flying with Metro is awesome. Go home at the end of the day and you've done something really special, and you've gone to work. So I don't know, it's hard to beat.